Welcome, Christy Ukata,
Thank you, darling.
to the Modern Day Mom Chat. Thank you for honoring my invitation.
Thank you too for inviting me. Max on the side.
First of all, I need to ask, how are you? You know, just in general, how are you mentally? How are you coping with this pandemic that is like never ending?
I know, right? I'm well. I must say I'm okay now. In the beginning, I wasn't because I was going through a phase of anxiety, but right now I'm okay. Honestly.
You are a mom of an adorable 13-year-old boy. No, he's going to be 13.
Yes, he's actually going to be 13 in March. Yeah. So
Yeah. Now, let's take it back. We're going to take it back to when you first found out you were pregnant, which was almost 13 years ago. What was your initial reaction?
Well, I was younger then, but I think I was expecting it. When I tell people, people will be like, "You're crazy," but I was expecting the pregnancy, honestly, because it was a planned thing. So when it happened, when I realized that, oh my God, I missed my period, I was like, okay, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening.
Okay, so you say that it was planned, right? But then
Yes, it was.
Currently you are a single mom. So when did it go from, oh my gosh, we're having a baby together, this is what we're gonna do, to you becoming a single mom?
So let me see. Everything was going on smoothly in the beginning until it got to a certain point where reality hits you. Reality hits you was the point that everything changed. Then you begin to tell yourself. You actually tell yourself that it doesn't just dawn on you. You just start to tell yourself, look, you are going to be doing this alone. You're going to be doing this alone. I really didn't want it to happen, but then at some point, especially after especially after having that idea of a family unit, you understand, and then realizing that you're going to do this all alone, Charlie, that's when like everything just messes up your head. So my point that I realized that I was going to be doing this all alone was when we started having issues, and after that, those issues, we actually broke up. There were little issues that kept popping up. Right. So when we now broke up, I realized that, okay, I'm going to be doing this all alone. Like, I tried to fight it. I tried to make things better, but especially with the fear of going to do it all alone, that's the point that you start trying to fight things, to make things happen, to let it work. I tried to do all of that, but then, it just dawned on me that, hey, this is what's going to happen. You're alone right now.
Yeah. So when you say the single parents, as in single parent and co-parenting, like myself, where I'm a single parent, but I co-parent, but my son lives with me full time. And then there's single as in there's no co-parenting. Are you single? You do it all yourself?
Okay. Honestly, a lot of people think that, I was doing the whole co-parenting thing. I wasn't doing the whole co-parenting thing. I was doing it all alone.
Wow.
I can still say I'm doing it all because it was just last year that he tried to, be in his son's life, and the child is going to be 13. So we can't even still say it's co-parenting, you understand? Because it's still a process for the child to know who you are and the child to get used to you. Right. But then, I'm just a single parent. That's it.
I know many women say they are both the man and the woman. They're both the mom and the dad. I feel like there's the dad role, or certain things that the dads can do that moms just cannot do. So for me, I focus on being the best mom, right? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it is true that certain things that moms can do and that dads can do and dads can do that moms can do. But in my situation, I would say I was very thankful to have my parents, especially my dad being alive, you understand? So I think he played that role for a period of time. And now that my son is with me, I don't know. I'm just trying to be the best parent. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I'm playing the role of a mom or a dad, but I'm just trying to be the best of what it is. So I try to understand him. I try to have those uncomfortable talks that, you know, he can have with a man. Yeah. And I'm not like I'm trying to replace, you know, his dad or anybody, but I'm just trying to be the best parent. Withstanding if I'm playing the part of a woman or a man, I'm just trying to be the best parent, basically.
And you're doing an amazing job because you work full time, you're raising your son. I don't know how you balance it, but how do you make time for yourself? Do you even have time for yourself?
V, can't you see I'm sweating? I'm like, I was all over the place. I'm like, okay, how do I have a well, sometimes I have time for myself. Sometimes I really do have time for myself. Like, I'm very thankful that he's going to be a teenager soon. And the good thing about it is having a child that understands. He understands that, hey, she's trying to play the good parent, or she's playing both roles, or she's the only one taking care of me. So sometimes he just tries to give me a break. He actually tells me, you know, go and rest. I will do it. Leave it. I will do it. Mama, don't worry. I will do it. Okay, Mama, don't you need to go out with your friends? Don't worry, I'll be fine. You know, he tries to do all those things, like for me to have time for myself. Because even when I come to him, I'm like, do you want us to talk? Is there anything that's a problem? Talk to me. He's like, no, I'm fine. Stop worrying about me. Worry about yourself. Because even when I had the anxiety, yeah, he kept on saying, it's stress. You're stressing too much. So at that point, I was trying to get better. Any little thing, he goes like, wait, it will stress you. I'm sorry. You know, I don't mean to stress you. Let me do this. I'm like, okay. So he's actually very supportive. Yeah. So I try to have time for myself. I really try to have time for myself most times.
Now, you spoke about, you know, everything that happened, like when the lockdown happened and, you know, the anxiety. And we briefly spoke about it when we saw each other some weeks back. And I was like, yes, trust me, like I've been having anxiety. I'm thinking too much. But over, let's say, the past 13 years or since giving birth to your son, have there been moments where you felt like you've just lost yourself? And it's like, I don't even know who I am.
In the beginning, I lost myself. Like after a year that I gave birth to him, I lost myself even before he turned 1. And basically, that's when everything was, you know, dawning down on me. When reality starts to set in, you become confused. I was confused. I was lost, especially for the fact that I'm not like any regular child or any regular human being. You are an African child, for Christ's sake. You're an African first daughter. Like, there's some things, you know, there are some things that are supposed to put in place. It is go to school, you know, do everything, get married and have babies, not the other way around, you know? So like all those things, you know, hitting me, and I was just like confused, like I was depressed. You know what depression, like real depression. Everybody even thought I was sick because I went from being very big to like very, very slim. So like I was lost. I didn't even know who I was again. Like I had suicidal thoughts. A lot of things happened to me. I just let myself go. But at some point, I just, because I had seen like some people that let themselves go and the life how they turned out to be, and some people that just, you know, pick up their stones and try to build with it. I was like, no, I need to change my life. I can't do this. You know, I can't. That's when I made the decision. This happened early, but I think I want to go back to school. Mommy, Daddy, can you take care of him? And I go back to school and come back for him. I promise I'll be back for him. And, you know, so that's when they just came in and then played that part for me, you know, took over, even though it was very hard. Like it was very hard because you're out there, and I was not in the same city like him, so I always had to like come back every 3. Even when I moved to Ghana, I had to go back every 3 months because I couldn't do it. Yeah. But at some point, as he starts to grow, he starts to realize what's happening. He starts to understand. You see that blame or that whatever that you're thinking that he will feel. You realize that it's not even there, that he actually even cares for you just like you care for him. So we have to balance it. Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite part of being a mom? What can you, when you sit and you're like, I'm a mom, and regardless of it being a roller coaster ride, it's everything and more.
Yeah. What's my favorite part about being a mom? I think the roller coaster ride is interesting. Everything about being a mom, the shouting, the hugging, the playing, the commanding, the telling him do this and do that. And then you being out and your mind is, not even where it is. Your mind is thinking about him, and then you come back and realize that he's fine, and you're like, I think all that, the ups and downs are actually what makes this whole mommyhood interesting, motherhood interesting. I mean, it's not really easy per se, but when you look at it and when you look at your child growing, it's worth it. Sometimes I look at him and then I realize last time I was actually like doing the dishes and he came to stand beside me, and I realized that, oh my God, this guy is, almost as tall as me. Like, he used to be that small, but so watching them grow too, like, it's so interesting. You were like, wow, I created, you understand? So in as much as, things might go bad and everything, when you look at, how far you've come with this child, you're just like, you are proud of yourself, you're proud of him, you are thankful for God and everything. Yeah.
And that's true, because every day, like you said, is a different journey of motherhood. So today you're screaming, ah! And tomorrow you're like hugging your child. The next day they're driving you. Like, it's a lot, but I think you even grow for yourself, and you learn so much about yourself on this journey, which is interesting.
True.
All right, so let's lighten things up a bit. Dating with a child, because I am now getting into, I'm trying to dabble into dating, right? I want to see what'd you say?
You need to.
Yes, and the pandemic is slowing it down, but I'm trying to get into, Erin is 3 now, so I'm like, I want to meet someone, I want to meet some people. What has your experience been like dating as a single mom?
Okay, so when he wasn't living with me, it was quite easy to date. You understand? Because you didn't have to introduce him to anybody. You didn't have to fear of anybody coming around you or anything like that. But one thing you need to understand is that not every man not a lot of men want to date you, but not a lot of men can handle the fact that you have a child.
Yes.
See, they want to date you. They like what they see. They like the whole, but they don't like the load that comes with it. So when I realized that, that's when I started to take my time that, okay, before I do this, I must be really sure that you like children. One, you don't mind dating a single, because like, I'm also like very thankful about, how open some guys are. They tell you straight, I can't date a woman that has a child. No problem. I like that, because of maybe how the society has made it to be like, it's actually very hard for us to date as single moms. But now, that's why I say you have to take your time, the taking time factor. So now, after choosing the right person, the problem now is, will your child like the person? Will the person like your child?
Mm-hmm.
So you are just in the middle. You are just in the middle praying, okay, please like each other.
Right.
So and even before I found it very difficult to introduce anyone to him as my boyfriend. Like, no. I wouldn't even want my boyfriend to come close if I'm not really sure what we have is substantial. Understand? I don't want, because as they're growing too, you don't want them to see too many men.
Yep.
You don't want them to see too many. Yes, because that will play with their heads. That will play with them emotionally, psychologically, whateverly. But they understand that you also need, especially my son. My son also understand that I need to have a life. He was like, you need to get married too. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. Like, because my father is married, so you need to get married so you can date. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, do whatever you want. So even with that permission, I didn't ask him, but even with that permission, it feels like I still need to be careful not to introduce too many people. No. What will he do? You understand? So like, it's a bit dicey. It's quite different from being someone with no child, basically.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So lastly, Chris, what advice would you give single modern day moms? Any advice?
Woo, girl, you can do it. You can do it. You think you can't do it? You can. You have the power. The power is there. You just need to tap into it. You really can do it. Because I honestly thought that, you know, how was I going to do this? How will I pay school fees? How will I pay house rent? And the same thing, you know, how will I even take care of myself? And this, but he's 13 right now. He's in junior high school. You understand? So like you can do it. So the only advice I can give a single mom, right? A single modern day mom, you can do it. That's it.
And quickly, your social media handles, your personal one, and also Heal and Chill. Where can anyone find you if they're looking for you?
Okay, so all right, so you can find me on Chris Kata on Instagram. Again, CHRISKATA. Yes. You can find me on Instagram, and also Heal and Chill. Heal and Chill is actually a foundation. It's my foundation that is actually educating people on sexual violence against women, in fact, everybody, and also trying to help survivors of sexual violence get healing. And that one, you can find us on heal.m.chill. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be sending you a tea or wine modern day mom mug.
Oh, so I can drink my wine in it.
Yes, that's what I'm about to do after this.
That's the point.
Chris,
nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you so much too.
And keep being amazing, awesome, and being the phenomenal mom that you are, because you're doing a really good job.
Thank you too, and keep looking hot, because man, you're looking so hot. All right then, take care.